Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome, Mr. Liu. I want to go back to the Iran deal. I think you testified that wire transfer payments were made to Iran before the $1.7 billion cash payment. And
I testified that one $900,000
went before.
Yeah,
and
sometime before.
that's my recollection too. And a wire transfer also went to Iran after the cash payment. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the fact is, per your testimony, that wire transfers to Iran are possible.
Yeah,
so I'll take that at face value. And
no, Congressman, it's very important.
No.
The wire transfer. You have to understand what a wire transfer does.
Let me get to my question, though.
But what you stated was incorrect. So I just want to make it clear what you stated was incorrect.
Now, you made a wire transfer before the cash payment. You made a wire transfer after the cash payment, and the president told the American people that we could not wire the money. So it leads me to believe that the administration has not been truthful with the American people based on your testimony today, because wire transfers could take place.
Indulge me to answer your question. Sure. The wire transfer goes to an account in a foreign bank, a European bank, say. It doesn't go to the central bank of Iran directly. The question is, if you have a contract settlement with a party that you have no trust, they don't trust us, we don't trust them, they're not asking, can you get the money to an account that they may or may not be able to get access to? It was part of the negotiation to get the money to the Central Bank of Iran.
Okay, but wire transfers can take place. And did you, the wire transfer before the $1.7 billion and the wire transfer after the $1.7 billion, were those also converted to cash?
Just as a factual matter, Congressman, it was
yes or no?
It was quite challenging
for
Iran to get access to that money. It was quite challenging.
No, there's a reason for that, right? They're the lead sponsor of terror. We have rules in place so they can't access cash.
I enforce those rules. Yes, I understand those rules.
So let's talk about the rules. We have in the Code of Federal Regulation, you can't load up a plane full of cash in the U.S. and fly it to Iran lawfully. So to get around that rule, what did you do? You wired the money to Europe and then had it converted to cash and sent to Iran. So you didn't violate the law. So yeah, you complied with the law, but you got around the spirit of the law, right?
Congressman, we have successfully cut Iran off from the U.S. financial system. When we agreed to settle a legal claim with Iran, part of that agreement is you make payment. The way you make payment is you wire money to their account or you transfer.
Convert it to cash?
Well, the question was how do they get access to the payment of the settlement? Well, and we worked through foreign banks, and they wanted access, which was not unreasonable given that it was a negotiated settlement.
It is unreasonable because this is a bad deal.
No, but Congressman,
no, Mr. Liu, they're the lead sponsor of terror in the world.
Let's go back to the deal.
No, we've cut them off from cash because cash is the currency of terror. Yeah. And so when you make payments, yeah, you're going to make it to a foreign bank, and they're restricted in how they might use that money. And they want to access the cash because the cash is untraceable, and they can use it for nefarious things that we object to. And you made the payment anyway in cash.
Congressman, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action gives Iran access to its own money in international banks.
I don't have much time left.
No, let me answer your question, Congressman. This is a very important question. Part of the agreement that caused Iran to dismantle its nuclear program and increase their make it take 12 plus months, not 3 months, to develop a nuclear weapon was they dismantled their nuclear program. We had to keep our part of the deal, which was to give them access to their own money.
In cash, right.
They have been having a hard time, and I'm not going to apologize for saying we need to keep our deal.
I know
they need to get access
to that
cash.
I heard you.
In the case of settling
we can have a disagreement on, it's my time though. Mr. Liu, I have another question.
Can the Congressman get a few more seconds so I can answer his question? We shouldn't have to talk over each other. This is a very important
matter. But the time belongs to the gentleman from Wisconsin.
Okay. I could have unanimous consent for another 30 seconds.
I mean, this is an important
Without objection,
issue.
the gentleman is accorded an extra 30 seconds.
I respect the question, and I don't want to be talking over each other. I'd like to explain it. A deal is a deal. When you have a country dismantle its nuclear program and you give them access to their money, that means they're going to get money. It's going to go to the central bank. We knew that. We said all along we're going to make sure that we keep our eye on what they do in terms of nefarious activities and use our other authorities to stop that.
I've given you the time, but I only have now 20 seconds. But I know, I wish I had more time. I wish I did. And
But the
maybe
other
we'll
half
talk
of
over
my,
coffee one day.
the
But
other half
can
of my
you
comment
guarantee,
actually is
Mr.
very
Liu,
important.
you say you cut a good deal, you're part of the deal. Can you guarantee the American people that that $1.7 billion in cash will not be used to fund terror?
Look, Congressman, I have said.
I'll take that as a no, yes or no.
These are not yes or no questions.
They are yes or no questions.
Be
If you
serious,
can't
Congressman.
I'm very serious.
All right, then give
This
me a
is
chance to
serious
answer your
issue.
question.
It's a yes or no. I've got a few more moments. So,
Congressman, if I have the time, I'll answer your question. If not, let's be serious.
It's a yes or no. So one more question for you. We've unfrozen assets, right? Whether it's $100 billion or they had payments that's only $40 billion. Do you know if any of that money has also been allowed to go to Iran in cash or gold or any other kind of
Congressman, people are coming up with all kinds
you're the Treasury
of
Secretary. That's what I'm
theories.
asking you.
I've seen things in
These
print
aren't theories.
that
I'm
bear
asking the Treasury Secretary.
we gave.
Yes or no?
Mr. Chairman, may I answer the question? Congressman,
Please
you
answer the question.
have a letter that our department sent you describing the transfer of cash. We have laid it out clearly. We have come up and given classified briefings.
I know. So
we continue to.
My question
So,
for you that you wanted to answer, and I guess if he could answer the question he's asked for it, Mr. Chairman, and I'd ask unanimous consent to allow that, I'm now talking about the $100 million of unfrozen assets that might only be $40 billion, not maybe $100 billion.
Right.
Any of that money that you're aware as the Treasury Secretary, not rumors, but you as a Secretary, do you know if any of that money has been allowed to go to Iran of those unfrozen assets in cash or gold or any other kind of currency payment?
Congressman,
Yes or no?
Congressman, the money is Iran's money, and when it comes to the Central Bank of Iran, one way or another, it gets turned into cash that they can use. So you're only talking about what mode of transfer.
Because you
I'm not
allow
aware
it
of.
to
I'm not
happen.
aware of cash transfers.
You have allowed it
but,
to happen,
but
sir.
that
I yield back.
The time of the gentleman has long since expired. The